Oh, hello. We returned at the worst possible time. Okay, so sorry, I was about to tell you through my phone that is seriously bad. We literally, after like 6 reconnection attempts from OBS, right as the YouTube side forces the stream to end and split the VOD in the way I always hate, right after that it returns. Of course it does. Hold on. I gotta do streamer stuff now, so give me a second. I gotta take care of this. I'm sorry about my dog shit ISP. I gotta, hold on. This pisses me off every time it happens. Really makes me angry to say the least. So, give me a second. When it happens this badly. This connection was so bad. I haven't seen it get this bad in a while. I am, of course, super grateful. First of all, welcome to the second part of the stream. We didn't mean to split it like this. I'm sorry the VOD is split in all sorts of weird ways like that, but yeah. The other one just ends so abruptly. Hold on, I got new work for me to do after the stream now. I'm gonna get some good rewards though, in like my gaming systems and such. But oh no, we have to repeat the whole thing. Oh fuck you, my piece of shit ISP. Oh fuck you, you piece of shit, dog shit, piece of shit ISP. I gotta say that multiple times. Hold on. Well, bear with us for a second here, Tajigen. I gotta do streamer related things. Give me a second here. Yeah, like we haven't seen it get this bad in a while. So, let's hold the line for a moment here. On the Twitch side of things, you know, I actually think like it splits the VOD as well. It's just such a shame. That's the caveat of like restream way of doing things. I hate that it has to split the VOD over on the YouTube side. I wish there was a way it wouldn't do that. The world would be a utopia, for sure. So yeah, like I gotta put the gaming category, ensure that it says Final Fantasy XIV. And I gotta do it manually, take my sweet time with it. Then I gotta upload the thumbnail again, take my sweet time doing that. Then I gotta put the tags again, take my sweet time doing that. Then I gotta put it in the right playlist, take my sweet time doing that. Or at least it feels like I gotta take my sweet time doing that. Ah, damn it! Sorry. I am like, I always get so upset. I always get so upset when this shit happens. Okay. The fucking tags! Give me the fucking tags and let me fucking copy paste them! God damn it. Actually, wait, because I have to like, what is difficult about it is like, I have to like, copy them from what is now a VOD, but not a live stream. So like I gotta open an extra tab. Anyway, I'll tell you this though. I'll tell you this. I am so glad this didn't happen last week during the 14-hour stream. Or hell, maybe if it did, it would have split the stream in a way that would have made it easy to export. That would have been so helpful, maybe. Pinchy a chance. Well, let's see. What the fuck? Where are my tags? Oh no, wait, this is the actual live stream. My bad. There we go. Hopefully it gives me the option to copy and paste the tags here. I might need to do it from a different page. Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, if I'm able to like just concentrate on doing that, I don't have to take as long doing it. But yeah. Ah, fucking piece of shit ISP, man. Oh, you'll be glad to hear something though. You'll be glad to hear something. I am very happy to say that I got them to reduce the monthly price they're charging me. So at least there's some justice. I'm paying less than I was paying to the ISP. And that's the way it should be. Really, what the quality has been at lately, I want to argue is even less than they're charging me. But like, actually, it's been quite stable recently. I just freak out all the time when this happens. Anyway, not that big of a deal when the VOD gets split, I think. No, what truly would make the world turn into a utopia from night to day is for YouTube to give you the option to merge VOD live streams. It would seriously make the world become a utopia. Like, world peace would be achieved at that point. Ah, god damn it, I'm so fucking angry when this happens. So, give me a second. Let me... Oh, wow. Restream got a fucking heart attack. Give me a second. Okay. I'm gonna say to try refresh over on the Twitch side of things. Also, all the negative feelings and negative vibes, send them to my ISP's way for that. Actually, I want to argue maybe not if this really is just an occasional thing, all things considered. But let's see. No, but no, it does happen a bit outside of the stream. What else did I want to do? I think that's all I needed to do when this happens. How long were we out? I'm now curious. Since I'm freaking out when this happens to an extent, freaking out internally, so to speak. I had just finished the quest, by the way. We were just finishing it, and I was just about to end it right here. Now I have to repeat the whole fucking thing. But yeah, let me go and... Oh, yeah. It has to start all the way back here. Let's yap about shit. Let's yap about shit while we kind of speedrun this fucking thing. What was I saying? What the fuck was I saying? I forgot what the fuck I was saying. Let's just repeat this goddamn fucking thing. You can tell how fucking angry I am right now. Anyway. Oh yeah, I got the paper umbrella again. Thank goodness. So, we are not counting that in the crash count we have on the stream, by the way, because Final Fantasy XIV crashed 5 times today. I take dozens more of those crashes than this shit, I'll tell you that. Every time a crash happens, my first concern is the stream okay? Right? Am I freaking out over too much? Is it really that bad when the video gets split like that? It feels like it's just bad for discoverability and shit like that, you know? And it's like, ugh, that looks ugly. But yeah, when you look through my YouTube VODs, not in the Tajigen archives, but here, in the main channel, if you see the exact same stream repeated, and like, you see 2 VODs that look the exact same, have the exact same title, the exact same thumbnail, unless I do go and change it back, it's because this happened. So, I think we reset the count as well. Days without stream break and scuff is back to 0. And I don't know what the count was at before. I cheekily want to start keeping count of that, but the count was actually quite high. I think we got like 6 or 7 days. Not in a row because we're only counting stream days. Would be silly if we didn't count, if we counted days we're not streaming, right? But yeah, I'm just going through the motions with this. I know what to do. Just kind of gonna be careful about it. When you speedrun something like... When you try to speedrun it because you're sick of repeating the same fucking shit over and over again, you're gonna be more reckless. Or by you, I mean just me. But what was I saying? What the fuck was I saying? I fucking forgot. I'm trying to recall what the fuck I was talking about. If you know what the fuck I was fucking saying, fucking tell me in the fucking chat. Thank you for the head pass, Moody. Should I save my F-words only for when I get angry, or should I use them in another occasion? I shouldn't associate them with negative feelings. F-words are fucking fun. Is it final? Is it fantasy? Is it Friday? Is it 14? What's the F-word? That's always what I say every Friday. I actually lost my train of thought. Yeah, sorry. I forgot what I was saying. Much easier for me to get more combustibly, combobulated, wibbly wobbly in my mind. Anyway, let's chase the girl in green. But you see what I mean though? The awful lag I showed you earlier in those clips that I recorded off stream for FF14, I don't think that was the server. I mean, there have been North American issues in the North American servers, but the unfortunate issues I've had, like a lot of fucking issues I fucking have, they're only on my fucking end. Even if on their fucking end, they're having some bullshit happening. It's like, how can I describe the fucking feeling I get whenever that happens? It's like, I feel very abandoned. I feel very abandoned, is the best way I can say it. Like, you thought everybody shared your problem, but no, it's only you that has it. Almost like a degree of being given hope and then it's taken away. Holy shit. Not the worst. The worst tyrants in Garlemald do not deserve this shit. I'll tell you that. Ah, god fucking damn it. Go fuck yourself. We have to restart the whole fucking quest now. Because I'm trying to fucking fucking run it. Because my internet was dog shit just now. God fucking damn it. Alright, let's try that again. What can we yap about? Let's yap about happier things. Hopefully feel some mystery is okay this Sunday. I want to be chilling and feel some mystery after all the madness today. It's a long stream. We have not been live for as long as it might tell you right there, because we had a terrible disconnection from my piece of shit ISP. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm getting so upset about it. But let's allow some time to have it recover. Oh, we got to see the beautiful, like, mog raft. Let's go. You know what's gonna help me out? The tea I'm about to brew in a little moment. You know what I would love to do? If these were cutscenes I have to repeat over and over, I would love to multitask them. And that would help a lot. Like, I would be trying to start pouring the water for the tea, or... But here I have to, like, yeah, I can't multitask like that. Hurry up, goddammit! That's all I want to tell her. Oh yeah, let's consume a couple Guardian pizzas. This is a good time to do that. So that we may liberate a spot in the inventory. Ah, god fucking damn it. One of my favorite kind of insults, by the way. God fucking damn it. But yeah. Am I being too perfectionist, Tajigen? When I get so concerned about the bots being so split right there. Already I can tell you this. The Endwalker playlist, as long as I'm able to transfer what I need to transfer from the Tajigen archives, is already going to have 4 VODs. The 2 Endwalker streams we've had so far, this is the second one, both need to be split in 2 parts. Well, this didn't need to be, but, you know, technical things. Restream, YouTube, Twitch. Yeah, what was I saying? YouTube stuff. Yeah, because the first one is like, it's a 14-hour stream, so like, that's gonna be exclusive to Twitch. We shall see how Dawn Trail starts. And we shall see how that one goes. Anyway, this is the part where we had to repeat it again. I had succeeded at the goddamn fucking thing, but it had to restart it. See, if we were in Master Duel, right? And I lost because the connection got lost, no pun intended, I would not count that fucking shit. That's bullshit that I lost because of that, obviously. Just like when they get disconnected. It's great when we can balance it and make it truly fair, right? When they get disconnected, the opponents, I mean, we don't count it. We have to be like 1,000,000% sure, it feels like, that that we were gonna win it, or the other way around, for us to count that in the dual win-loss record. Okay, I'm starting to calm down. I'm starting to cool down from that. Ugh, man. But yeah, you ever get that horrible feeling though? I wouldn't wish it on anybody. If I had a worst enemy, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I have no such thing as an enemy. Because if I call somebody my enemy, I'm dignifying them by calling them my enemy, and if I hate somebody so much, I'm not gonna call them my enemy. Like my piece of shit ISP, for example. Nah, those pieces of shit in charge of that piece of shit ISP do not deserve to be called my fucking enemies! Because I hate them so much, and I'm dignifying them by calling them my enemies, right? And then when I have somebody like Xenos, who I would call my enemy in that sense, at that point I'm so fond of him that I just call him a friend, right? But anyway, let's continue here, and we'll talk more about that later if I remember my fucking train of thought. Okay, the girl in green. Before I was so rudely interrupted. Still in one piece. I don't mean to startle you, but we went from like whispering to throwing a dozen F words per sentence. That's so fucking funny. Anyway. Don't mean to startle you. Who are you? Stay back! This house is packed with explosives. Take another step and I'll blow this place sky high. Please, we just want to talk. I'm Alphino. This is my sister Alice and our good friend Khaiden. We have no intention of hurting or taking anything from you or anyone else. I give you my word. We and our comrades have come to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. Aid? You savages are the ones responsible for all of this. You did this to us. Ah. This is not helping. We didn't, I promise you. One of the other reasons we came was to find out what happened here, in fact. The Telophoroi are the ones to blame. They're the ones who laid waste to Garlemald, and they won't stop until they destroy the entire world. They're the enemy. Our enemy. On our way, we encounter Imperial soldiers who have been made their thralls. Those poor souls are now in our care, and we are striving to cure them of their affliction. You're the first person we met who wasn't already enslaved. How were you able to escape the Telophoroi's influence? Are there any others like you? I'm sorry, I don't mean to overwhelm you. Let's start with introductions. Can you tell me your name? My name's Licinia. As for how I've managed to stay sane, I've been asking myself the same question. Ever since that night, and the roar, that terrible roar, and then the screams. I was screaming too, I think. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Sorry, give me a second. Okay. Then came the silence. Everything was still. It was like waking up from a nightmare. I thought that maybe the fighting had stopped, so I stepped outside. She wouldn't have the echo in some way, would she? If your hells are real, I saw one that day. I ran as friends, people I'd known all my life. Eyes vacant, dead, staring at the sky. Others were mad and violent. I saw them struggle with soldiers, but didn't stay to watch. I fled, as far as my legs would take me. Do you have family here? Is this their home? No, this is Victor Spoils, a mansion for retired soldiers. See? Military everything. Military freaking out over apocalypse, military talking, military citizen. Anyway, or it was, but now me and a few others are borrowing it. There was something I was gonna talk about, but my mind is so... The worst of my ADHD is coming out after freaking out like that. By the way, Tajigen, I'm cooling down so much now. I feel so stupid the way I ranted. I'm sorry you saw the toxic side of Khaiden Tajigen. Or maybe it was entertaining. I still wonder about that sometimes. I am, like, hitting myself on the head with my invisible hand. Ugh. It's all good. You ever wonder if Khaiden played League of Legends, do you think we would see the actual upset side of Khaiden Tajigen? Do you think we would actually see him going to toxic, salty gamer mode? Do you think Dark Souls would bring this out of him? Do you think getting over it would bring this out of him? The question is no. Hell, even I want to argue like I really scream when we do things like the in the collab with Alluring, right? With the platforming. Yeah, Jump King. Oh my god, don't let's not invoke those names. I know I brought them up first, but still. Nah, you want to know what truly upsets me, and this is a thing beyond streams themselves. I feel like I overreacted a bit, but any lag like that, you know, scuff like that, lag like that, like there are memes like, oh, blame the lag this, blame the lag that, but they come from a specific place. They have a basis, a foundation, right? I didn't know Taji had that side. Scary. Sorry for scaring you, Moody. I don't know. Was it at least entertaining, Taji Gang? I hope so. I don't know. I think I destroyed like a dozen sponsorship opportunities over the last 20 minutes or so. Yeah, sometimes I want to not curse that much and you know, for future monetization purposes on the YouTube side of things. I don't know. They're gonna change how views count. Maybe that plays a part. There's so much I don't know about this universe. I came from another dimension as the star cluster I am. But no, it's really just those things, right? If a controller disconnects, that's, yeah, you know, something closer to this is like in Sonic Adventure 2 when we were playing it, when I freaked out when the controller disconnected like that. That one time with Knuckles at the start of it, and I freaked out even more so because it was so hard for me to do the thing I just did. So restarting the game there seemed like a terrible option, right? So yeah, that's the closest you really see to genuinely toxic Tajigen right there. Look at that alliteration, toxic Tajigen. Now, I'm gonna have some sweets after the stream. That's enough salt right there. Alright. As for the explosives, I was making that up. I just wanted to keep everyone else safe. And I didn't know if you were... Truth is, our supplies are running low. You said you're here to help. Can you? Of course. Whatever assistance we can provide, we will. I might have some sweets, I don't know. I was making a joke there about salt. But, no, we are gonna have tea. I am gonna prepare the tea in a little bit. Thank you. I'd better tell the others first, though. Wait here. As long as I just gotta do the, like, streamer stuff after that, right? And the comparison I've made is, like, I'm a singer on stage, and I'm also the technical team with the sound stage, the lights, the other technical things there. Hell, I'm even handling tickets for the concert goers, maybe. And one of those things breaks, and I still have to, like, sing and do it in an entertaining way while I'm taking care of that thing, is what it feels like. Otherwise, I could go to a BRB screen for a moment there. But, it's like, since I want the stream to look good, this is YouTube side I'm talking about, not the Twitch side. Since I want the stream to look good while it's live, I feel like I gotta take care of these things while it happens. So what I have to do immediately, because it creates another waiting room automatically, which also is a good thing, I think, because it could be worse. It could not even generate it, and the stream is lost completely on the rest of it is lost on YouTube, which would be terrible. So kudos to Restream for doing that, I guess. I don't know. It's too bad Restream can't do it like the way it would be on YouTube if I were streaming only on YouTube, because I've seen the full range of it. Before, when we did only YouTube streams, when they were separate for Twitch or YouTube, we've seen the whole range of it. We had a freaking power outage. When we came back, I just had to hit start stream again in OBS, and it picked up from where it left off. That was in the middle of a World of Final Fantasy session. It was in the middle of a dungeon that doesn't have saves in the middle of it, so that was, like, not nice that that happened, but still. We've seen the full range. So, like, I have a lot of experience that we're talking about here. We joke about the true mark of a professional streamer is scuff this, scuff that, but there it is right there, right? But this is a passionate rant, but it's not an angry rant, if that makes sense. Maybe rant is not the right word, but it's worth talking about this. I feel like I've been saying this like a broken record every time this happens, but anyway, I forgot. I lost my train of thought again. Blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, the things I need to modify immediately, like I need to give that new waiting room. It's not a waiting room anymore because it's live, but you know, I need to give it the same thumbnail, the same tags. I need to put a game category because that just gives it better discoverability, so that at least while it's live, it can be good and it doesn't look like some random stream that is lost in the void somewhere, right? That's why it's important to do it while live. Tags, thumbnail, game category, and game playlist. Because we do want to keep the Endwalker playlist. So that's very important. Which, yeah, I still need to do those highlights for the Tajigen archives. Okay, let's continue here. Let's continue here. But, like, I need to do that, and then I need to set myself a note so that I put a comment on the YouTube video that says, oh, the stream crashed, here's the second part of it. I could do that live as well, but I might try doing that, actually. On the next BRB, I'm gonna start brewing the tea, or rather the water for it. While I do that, since I'm not really gonna be that AFK, I might try to, like, just do it live. The sooner the better, but anyway. Just to give you a bit behind the scenes, by the way, about why I'm like, like, I'm just kind of trying to figure that out while I'm still live to an extent. Anyway, continuing here. What tea do I have? Great question, Moody. It's been nothing but tea Earl Grey, hot. Thank you for the stretch also. Yeah, let me do that. Tea Earl Grey, hot. I have many other teas, but I haven't had one of those in a long time because I got myself a huge stash of it that was gifted to me. Ended up being like a whole kilogram worth of it. And I'm still going through that. It's the one I have the most of, and it's the most simplest, the simplest brewing method. I just have like the 5 minutes on that big teapot, and then from there I pour it. It's not like the more elaborate Kung Fu style. I'm already used to it, so that's like my go-to immediately. But I do want to get back to Kung Fu style brewing. In case you don't know, Kung Fu style means you only brew each time is only a few seconds, basically. In very small, very small cups. Nice sugar and milk, nothing on it. Nothing on it. Sometimes I like adding milk, but I'd have to go fetch it and I'm not gonna bother. Just good old Earl Grey as it is. Like Captain Jean-Luc Picard would have it, nothing on it. I never add sugar. That's for sure though. Sugar never works for me. On tea or coffee for that matter, whether it has milk or not, it never works for me. The flavor always feels so separate, you know? It feels like It's not blending in as it's supposed to. This an acid, it becomes acid and it becomes separate from the tea itself. It never tastes right to me. Taji's an adult. Am I an adult? I feel like I just freaked out like a non-adult would over the stream. But no, you need sugar. That's fine though. You're not a baby because of that. But no, like sometimes sugar sounds appealing because it's like, oh, let's have a sweet version of it this time. Do I like it even without it? If you brewed it right, it's not gonna feel that bitter, supposedly, right? For me, it never really feels that much bitter. Sometimes I forget to like do what I need to do to prevent it from overbrewing. But even then, it never feels that much bitter to me. But Earl Grey is just such a great freaking taste. Great flavor. But what was I gonna say? Like, yeah, sugar sometimes is like, it sounds appealing, but I know after a lot of tries that it just doesn't work. Whether there's milk, you would think with milk it works so well. It doesn't though. Again, it becomes acid that becomes separate. Also, let me do the posture check. Thank you for that, Moody. It's just a separate acid, is what it feels like. I mean, not as unpleasant as I'm making it sound with the word acid. But acid is the best one I can think of. But it's just like, I'd rather not have that, thank you. It's not like that loaf we had earlier with the craft request. Anyway, back to this. This is everyone, said Licinia. Licinia says you can be trusted, but these are desperate times. We'd be fools to let foreign troops into our home. Having said that, were you to provide us with means of heating the place as a sign of goodwill, perhaps we could take you at your word. If that is too much to ask, then leave us be. Can't blame them for this. Time to put my firewood gathering skills to use. Could you provide the spark with a little magic, Alice? We'll have a fire burning in no time. May we build it under that gazebo? Oh, if only Hildebrand were here. The what? Oh, you mean the bower? Yes, do as you will. They don't call it a gazebo over here. See, it was only until this game that I was reminded of what you call those structures, because I always forget. I don't know. What does Licinia think here? First time you tried milk tea as a kid, you thought you had to put the bag in a full cup of milk. Yeah. Nah, you weren't a very dumb kid for that. Seems to me like an understandable mistake to make. I can see myself making that mistake if I knew nothing about tea. See, I'm very passionate about tea. Rarely do I use tea bags these days, but once upon a time, you know what I used to do a lot with tea when I had it in tea bags, mostly? I would make sure the bag is left in so that it takes more out of it. But that's exactly the sort of thing that makes it more bitter. Or I take out the bag and I squeeze it so it brings out more. Nah, that's not necessary. Either it's gonna make it more bitter or it's not gonna really do anything of any value for you. Right? And that's the thing. That's the thing. Now, some insanity that I have heard. Some insanity. Now, here's something that's actually insane. And I don't mean insane in the good way. Okay, you want to see an angry side of me? You want to see an upset side of Khaiden Tajigen right here? Hold on, no. Hold on. Let's say this. You know what? I'm gonna use Reaper for this shit because I've heard of some freaks out there doing what I'm about to describe to you, and you can agree. I'm sure you're going to agree with me. This is mental issues at this point, not the good kind, because apparently there's such a thing as good madness from Khaiden Tajigen. I don't know. But hold on, let me read what you're saying. I read it in a book they had tea with milk, and my kid brain thought instead of water, it's milk. Oh yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think some teas are brewed like that. Some chai varieties, maybe. Or at least it's way more milk than water. It's understandable that you think that because you can make chocolate like that. Like just milk, you don't bother with having any water. But you can have chocolate with just water, by the way. I recommend it immensely. Though I struggle to properly prepare that sometimes. That's how it is originally in Mexico. It's land of origin. But, okay. So, you've heard of like... I'll activate the reverb in a moment. You've heard of like microwaving the water for the tea, right? If you don't have a kettle, you don't live in a place where tea brewing is normal, no kettle, right? I'm about to use a kettle myself. Like, I use it like every other day or every day almost. Yeah, see, yesterday I did not have tea. But you know what I had? I mean, I did have it, but it was already like in a thermos. Like, I didn't brew it that day. But I did use the kettle, you know, for what? I got one of those spicy noodles, just more modulated. The spice was nice. I didn't use all of it, though. I really didn't use all of it. I could tell that using more of it, yeah. But I got those spicy noodles that were gonna be last week had we met that sub-incentive. But yeah, microwaving the water, right? I'll see you in a moment, Cosmo. We need to pet Cosmo next time we get it. Next time we get him out. Remind me. But yeah, you've heard the microwaving the water. Okay. Here's what I've heard some freaks out there do. And like, they need help. They need therapy, you know? When they say they microwave the tea, they mean they put the water in, they put the tea bag in there, they put it inside the microwave, and they heat that. Before the water is hot, the tea bag is already in, the tea bag is inside the microwave, inside the water. And that's what they're heating. I thought everybody had reasonable. I thought we could give everybody the benefit of the doubt. But some people out there, some people you can't reason with. Some people are like the Imperials here in Garlemald. Just, I can't help you. You're beyond help at this point. I don't know, like, that sounds of I'm joking. I feel like maybe I could have made that mistake. I don't know. But that's like, wait a minute. No. Wait, no. You're going to get the entire United Kingdom and China and other places to ban you for life. Or like, that was a joke. I think it was like a Tumblr thread in a screenshot or something, or a Twitter thread, or I don't know what. Where like, people were like one-upping each other in terms of like their madness in terms of cooking, right? Let's see, I told you I don't care much about food preparation and all that, except when I do. But drinks is a different story. There are some people that heat water in the microwave. I think that's crazy, but this one is worse. To be fair, I kind of do that sometimes, just not for tea. Just not for tea. But I mean, I would have initially done that once upon a time. Just if you have no other option, like literally no other option, and you really want to have that tea, then do that. But it's still preferable to heat the water over a stove if you have no kettle. It's just, it takes longer. Also, maybe if you're pressed for time, right? It really is not the end of the world, I want to argue. It really isn't, but yeah. Or yeah, you know what it's akin to? You know what it's akin to? It's like you want to prepare soup, and you heat the, like, from scratch, and you heat the water for that soup in the microwave, and then you put the rest of the stuff in there. That's what it is for tea. That's why it's not quite right. And it's only like desperate times, desperate measure situation if you're doing that, or you don't know how to do it. But I mean, imagine you put all the ingredients for the soup into the water at neutral temperature, you put that in the microwave, and you hope it cooks it. There's some instant soups that do that, but like, this is not what that is. This is not what that is. Like, doesn't it damage the microwave or the bag or something? I think like some bags would even explode in there. I don't even know how people do that, but apparently that's been done. I swear, I should have saved that. There was a freaking thread somewhere. I'm not sure where. But anyway, our yapping today, whether it's the internet freaking me out, whether it's my drunkard ISP making me call it dog shit, even though, you know what, it may not deserve that. It may deserve to be cursed here and there, but not as much. Whether it's food, whether it's astronomy, astrology and stuff, and poetry and this and that. The ranting today, Tajigen. I should see if I can make some clips out of that. But anyway, yeah, I took long enough to rant about this that I think it's time for that other BRB. See, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, or we may not need to BRB for this. I'm gonna, what is this music, by the way? Why does it sound like somebody is listening to music in a jukebox? They have radios in this? They have radio technology? That's actually really cool. What the heck? That's actually amazing. Okay, wait. This is gonna make good ambience. What was I saying? Yeah, like, speaking of which, what I need to do right now, I pour water onto the kettle. It heats it. Then I do need to take a moment again. We've done this on stream before if you've been here before. You may know what I'm talking about, but like, even after the BRB, if we make that be a BRB, I need to like take a moment to pour it onto the teapot, and then also a moment to pour it onto like this big mug I have for it. And then onto a thermos to also be used tomorrow. It's kept well enough, don't worry. It's like half of the teapot is what I drink, or I would say about 40% of it is what I drink immediately, or 45% arguably. The rest of it is kept in a thermos and partly in the teapot itself, but it's like, see how passionate I am about this, the way I've calculated it? See, what you want to do with your tea is to avoid overbrewing it. What does that mean? Usually, it means that if you have a tea bag, you take the tea bag out of the cup or mug. You take the infuser out of it. Or you take the infuser out of the teapot. The way I do it is that I just pour the entire tea out of the teapot to avoid having it be overbrewed. Or almost all of it. A little bit is left inside, but it's actually underneath where the infuser that the teapot has ends. It's under that, so it's not overbrewing anymore at that point. Which, I'm very proud of those calculations myself. Like, I have the specific mug I use for it, and then a thermos, and anyway. I will kind of BRB for this for a moment, as we're on the ads or something, but I kind of won't be gone for that long, not immediately. Yeah, big brain tea. Our conversations today have been so much fun, huh? They make us take longer in what we need to do here, but it's for a good cause. Give me a second right here. Give me a couple minutes. I'll be right back. Doing some tea. I'm a huge devotee of tea. There you go. Doing some tea mania. Okay, Omatase, I told you it wouldn't be long. It's just, I just have to pour the water. I leave like the cup ready. The big mug, I should say. Is this big Star Wars mug? I should take a screenshot of something, or something, or see if I can find it online and like share it. Sounds delicious. I'm jealous of your tea skills. Yeah, these are skills that kills me. They are so worth it. But like, we're gonna continue for now. I just need to have one ear open to hear the kettle. Sadly, I don't have it within my view. It's almost behind me, kind of. But yeah, like to hear it when it's about to like have the water boiling. For now, we continue though. Or wait, I didn't run ads, did I? I was supposed to do that. Well, let's do it. Hold on, let's do it now. No, I'm gonna take a moment to take a look at something in the F14 wiki. Oh, also, you know what? I wanted to look up more about Gamescom next week. Opening night live. Has Jeff Keighley said anything about this? I think it's time we check social media again. Oh, yeah. August 25. 8 p.m., but I don't know what time that is. 8 p.m., 8 p.m. They are sold out. Cool. Gamescom is like in Europe. This is a European time. I don't know which though. Opening night live, 8 p.m. Well, this is for visitor, like this is for the people that are in there in person. This is different, but August 25 is Tuesday. I can, depending on when the time is, we might have a special Tuesday stream next week, Tajigen. Oh, no, wait. I don't think I'll be able to stream Gamescom. No, I have an important appointment on Tuesday. I need to see the time this is going to be. Okay, I need to see the Game Awards account or Jeff Keighley's account because... Let me see. Sadly, I may not be able to stream opening night live for Gamescom. I'll get excited over it in some other way. Oh, yeah, because... Oh, my God. I didn't see this announcement. He announced this on August 10th. Tajigen, the Game Awards this year are on my birthday. The Game Awards, it's not the first time, but the Game Awards this year are on December 10. Hoo-hoo. What are we gonna do for that day, huh? What day is December 10? Thursday? I figured it was Thursday because they usually have that be on Thursdays. Okay. 2 p.m. Eastern. I might be able to stream Gamescom Open and I Live, but see, the appointment I have that day is like later in the day than that time. But depending on how long Opening Night Live is, whatever they have for indie showcases or things like that afterwards, we're not watching this time either. I would have to, like, depending on what time it is when it ends, I'll have to end it as soon as possible. But that starting time seems interesting. There's a pre-show 30 minutes before. I think maybe we start the stream, yeah, like 30 minutes before the pre-show, which is 30 minutes before, or 15 minutes even. Yeah, I'm starting to make plans. And there's potentially another collab next week to think about. Okay, I'm getting an idea of what next week's gonna look like. I guess in exchange, maybe we don't have a stream on Thursday. I've been saying I still need to do some specific things off stream that I still haven't been able to make the time for properly. Okay. So that's the plan for Gamescom next week. Oh yeah, there's the times. Let me check something with those times. Right there. Yeah. I think... Let me check. Wait, let me double check my calendar for the time. So on Tuesday for Gamescom Opening Night Live, I have an appointment, like an important one. But it's at a much later time than the time Gamescom Opening Night Live is. So let me see. August 25. I can do it, I think. I think I can do it. Depending on... Yeah, like, let me calculate the time. Yeah. I may kind of end the stream in a bit of a rush, arguably, but yeah. We're definitely not watching whatever happens right after that. Like, if there's an indie showcase or something like that. See, I love that for the last Nintendo Direct. For that last Nintendo Direct we did watch the Treehouse afterwards. It's not exactly what they do in the Game Award that Jason shows. The Jeff Keighley shows, let's call them. The Jeff Keighley trilogy. Summer Game Fest, Gamescom, and the Game Awards. But still, it may be worth looking at those post-shows more. Give me a second. As I was busy yapping about this, the water is ready. Just need a moment to pour it on the teapot, which I have like on a separate table away from my desk here. On like its own like towel, kitchen towel. Give me a second. Right here, Tajigen. Just a bit away. As if I were in a distant dimension, huh? Frozen in time. Here in the lower right corner. Chatto mate kudasai. See here, what I have here is like a, it's not metal, but it's a metal-like teapot. Let's see if you can hear the sound as I close it. Okay, maybe you could barely hear it, I'm not sure. But I went out of my way to make it a bit louder than usual. But okay, now it's 5 minutes I wait, and then I pour it onto its respective containers. But okay. Okay, thanks for your patience there. But yeah, I'm excited about Gamescom next week. Let's see if anything that becomes extremely exciting for me gets announced. When was the Summer Game Fest? A couple of months ago now, or... When was the Summer Game Fest? It feels like it was ages ago. No, it was June. We've done so much since then. I think a Nintendo Direct, that Nintendo Direct I talked about was like after that. It's already been 2 months, and it feels like way longer than that. What the hell? This is good, though. Sometimes I feel like Gamescom and Summer Game Fest are too close to each other. In relation to the Game Awards, especially. Okay, let's continue here, though. Sorry, I'm still finding it hard to come to terms with all that's happened. Now that you're here, though, I'm hoping things might change for the better. You know, I worked up quite a sweat from all that running about, so I'll leave space around the fire for the others. As you can tell, they're in a far worse state than me. We were planning to look for somewhere warmer or with more food, but they're not going anywhere until we nurse them back to health, which I don't know how to do. Is there anything you can do to help them? You know, I'm something of a healer myself. I mean, how about, can I interest you in some aspect of Helios? Some of this, maybe? I love the effect on this so much. It's just so fitting for me. This radio, though. What they need most is a decent meal. With food back at the camp, but there's a distance to consider. I can feel my fingers again. All's well, with food in my belly and a song in my heart. And that's it, that's them. It's only the 4 of them. With the girl in green. What was her name again? Lysenia. Yeah. I can treat their frostbite and their wounds, but it will take time for the fire to do its work. Now would be a good occasion to make use of Emanoline's tinctures, the ones that can warm the body from the inside out. Would you make sure everyone gets one? How many did we get? Lysenia should take one too. The numbness is beginning to subside, though I suspect once the fire dies, it will return with a vengeance. This will help. Yeah, it's 4 of them. Perfect. We still are doing alchemy, to a degree, you see? Warming tincture? I'd never heard of such a thing. No harm in trying. But tell me, have you heard aught of the city? Though calling it that seems absurd after what's happened. It's nothing but ruins now. The few buildings still standing offer no more than meager protection from wind and snow. Food production, water purification. The magic that sustained us has come to a grinding halt. This was... I didn't actually expect it to be this destructive. The Empire really is completely destroyed. What were we saying about the cycle of empires the other day? I forgot what stream it was, but... when it implodes from without, it can be rebuilt. When it implodes from within, it becomes more impossible to rebuild the whole thing. And though we have waged war and done a lot of damage to it and its colonies that are no longer colonies of its anymore, this is an implosion from within because Xenos doesn't give a damn about it. You want an F word? He doesn't give a fuck about the Empire. Just fighting me, his bestie, right? And Fandaniel is gonna Fandaniel, so yeah. Zodiac in there somewhere being like fed all this ether, I don't know. Anyway. What machina that remains operational cannot be run for lack of ceruleum. Of course, Cerulean Engines is full of the stuff, for all the good it does us. No one here knows the first thing about extraction or refinement. All is well. Yes, never better. You are emaciated, my friend. Let me help you. Oh, what sweet libation is this? Is it poison by any chance? It was a joke, a joke. If I laugh, 'tis that I may not weep, so said the poet. And alas, my tears would freeze on my cheek ere they fell. Well, if you're gonna be miserable, you might as well do it with a warm belly. With a warm stomach, with a warm heart. I get it though. We are the blessed damned, to bear witness to the fall of the great empire, while our brethren lie dead, or live on as puppets of flesh. First came the war, then came the roar. When morning came, Garlemald was no more. In a cacophony of gunfire, explosions and screams was our beloved capital razed to the ground. From the rubble rose the disheveled remnants, their lavish finery caked in ash as they shuffled mindlessly towards the palace. Wow. If he weren't freaking out so much, his poetry would be so great. See, I would prefer to freak out like he does. Instead of throwing a dozen F-words anytime we get like a bad internet disconnection to split the VOD, I should be more poetic like this. This is way fancier. I like him. How can I learn this power? Is it possible to learn this power? Not from a Jedi, maybe. Have 5 minutes passed, by the way, for the tea? I lost count of... I think maybe 5 minutes have passed. I'll do it in a moment. Give me a second. Each bearing a fragment of stone or metal, an offering perhaps to the architect of our destruction, a hopeful few tried to reason with the deranged, only to be beaten for their kindness. But I knew better than to plead with the horde. I fled with my health, if not my conscience preserved. Now I wait with my fellow cowards for our final judgment. I mean, for them it's an apocalypse. The world has ended for them, basically. Except, we're also here to prove it hasn't. This really is gonna be an entire new paradigm for Khaiden, for the planet, after Endwalker is done. I'm curious about what post-Endwalker is gonna be about exactly, although I have a clue. Because Dawn Trail, I already know, it's another world. I hope it's not a spoiler to say, but I already know that much like Shadowbringers, it's another world. But yeah, what do you want? Well, I give you this. Let me pour my tea. Give me a second. No, I think it's definitely been over 5 minutes now. Let me do it carefully, you know. Long ago. It's already been a while, and I really want to point this out because I'm using the same controller this happened on. It's been a few years or so since that stream by now, maybe, but there was one stream in which I was so hasty pouring the tea live like I'm doing right now. I don't know if you even heard that. I don't think you did, but... Give me a second. I'm sure you did hear that. Porcelain. Cutlery. Well, cutlery is not the word, but... See, this mug is nice. He has like a lid on it. So the tea brews even better. It's a Star Wars lid and there's like a bust of Darth Vader on the lid. It's a Star Wars mug. And there's like a bust of Darth Vader on the lid. It's really cool. But, what was I saying? Yeah, I accidentally poured some tea on my controller that time that happened. And so I had to leave it, and I was so tempted to like try it again and see if it worked, but no, I had to leave it completely disconnected. No use it at all. I forgot what the places we were even streaming that day. It could have been World of Final Fantasy, maybe? I'm not sure. But I did my best, also thanks to you, Tajigen, in the chat, telling me, no, don't do it, don't do it. From like, not waiting enough for it all to dry, right? And trying to think as much out of it as I could. It wasn't like a huge amount that got poured onto the controller, my DualShock 4, but still enough to make me worry. And I'm still using that DualShock 4 to this day, and any issues I've had have nothing to do with the controller itself. Like shenanigans when it disconnects and all that, right? Yeah, like those that freak me out on Sonic Adventure 2 that I mentioned, right? It was partly because I think I was using a USB hub for it. And like, yeah, the USB hub has limited power. I forgot what it was exactly, but anyway. Let's continue here. A tincture? May as well drink it, I suppose. See, tea would be great for the cold right here. This radio, though. Where is this even playing from? Or this may not be a radio, but it's a radio-like thing and it's playing the music like that. Oh, they do call it a radio. This is a radio. You don't have them where you come from, I take it. We use them to listen to messages sent by others, even over great distances. Look at this technology. There are different types, but this model is by far the most popular. Made with quality components crafted with the finest ore. Sourced from Locus Aminas, it is. See, the Empire is a World War II sort of feel to it. And especially on the Germany side, in terms of like, how totalitarianized the whole thing is. See, when we were reading Last and First Men earlier this year, on the live readings, I forgot that they, when the first fall of civilization happened, before humans evolved, the first men, right? They built civilization from scratch again, and eventually they were with a sort of totalitarian empire worldwide. And the way I pictured it is the way I've been picturing Garlemald. Like, There's barely any greenery anywhere. Like, the streets are completely taken. It's like, there's been some media. There's been some media that showcases something of what I'm picturing, but it's like, just a very kind of cyberpunk-ish, but without the cool cyberpunk parts. And it's all black and gray, you know? Steam and smoke. The streets. You know how you go through a city, and the streets, you may see a tree somewhere between the buildings or the streets. It's not like that. The streets are black, they're not gray. That's maybe the white lines in between, right, for traffic. The buildings are black, not different colors. There's all sorts of machinery everywhere. It doesn't feel like there's a park in there somewhere. No. It's just buildings and streets, They're all black, gray, dark grays even. There's all sorts of like things like this thing in the background, some machinery taking smoke out of it, things like that. And hell, maybe it's even underground. And there's a ceiling above you and not even sky, right? That's how I'm picturing it. Or rather, they build cities in layers like that. So what you see above you, you do see the sky, but you also see the other layer of the city above you. That's kind of what I picture. I think that's a good description. And that's what the way I've been picturing Garlemald. But also, not in a futuristic cyberpunk way, though. Cyberpunk-ish, but like more in a World War II kind of way. Is there a name for that sort of aesthetic, I wonder? Actually, I gotta check the aesthetic wiki. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah. World War II style. Hell, I feel like I want to use Sid Meier's Civilization terms. The atomic era to an extent, or the modern era, except modern is before atomic and information. Modern era is like the early 20th century, right? See, we had World War I with Bosnia, and now World War II with Garlemald. But anyway. So many things to talk about, man. So many things to rant about today. I love it. Not all that useful since the capital fell into ruin. The people at the broadcasting station must have either fled or ended up like all the others. Because all we've been hearing is the same music, being played over and over again. See, I'm surprised they have music. How about military music? Home beyond the horizon. An ode to the brave men and women sent to reclaim our ancestral homeland of Locus and Minas. Arguably that's a bit military-like. We may have founded an empire in these frozen wastes, but we always hope to take back what was once ours. 'Tis a solemn reminder that though we must suffer great hardships, better days will surely come. Despite everything, I believe that Emperor Varys yet lives, and that he speaks to us through our radios. It was a cunning strategy, faking his murder. He must have foreseen this catastrophe and chosen to conceal himself, that he may one day make his triumphant return. Yes, I'm sure of it. Emperor Varys would not be defeated so easily. I mean, if I tell you who killed him, first of all, you're not gonna believe me. Second of all, if you do believe me, you will see why he could be defeated so easily. I'm not gonna tell him, like... This is where I picture Mr. Krabs going, how do we tell him? But I think we just don't tell him. Bless his heart. Truly. What's that? A tincture for you as well. I forgot I had to give her one too. Yeah. So this is what you gave the others. Thank you. I'll save it for later. Actually, I have a few things to ask you. Are you part of the group staying in Laterum? I saw Legatus Vergilius troops heading towards the Magna Glacies a few days ago. Are they the ones you encountered? Pretty much yes. Camp Broken Glass, you call it. And Vergilia and her men are all there now. So how did you reach the Magna Glacies? Did you cross the mountains on foot? Airships. Airships? Then there might be a way to... Licinia? Where is everyone? Is something the matter? What is it? Was she saving the tincture for this person? A voice from inside, you say? You must be imagining things. Everyone's out here. Perhaps a baby almasty has found its way into the house. It wouldn't be the first time. Without the soldiers to scare them off, wild animals have been roaming closer to the settlements. Some have been known to attack people too. I've just had an idea. If you and yours are strong enough to defeat a Legatus, then surely a few beasts shouldn't pose a threat. Now this is getting sussy, huh? If you have a mind to continue helping us, perhaps you could head to the other side of the lake. There's a small group of tappers living there, people whose job was to extract ceruleum. They still do from what we can tell. If you've already... I'm sorry. I've already tried asking if they would share their fuel with us, but they're not willing to give it away. They want food in exchange. Lots of food. And that's something we don't have and can't get on our own. On top of that, to even reach their den, we'd have to make our way past all those creatures. Who was that frail voice? This is a bit sussy with this music, right? Like, it makes me think her intentions are not good with that person. Anyway, would you be willing to go in our place? We only need... Like, I would think she's like... She still doesn't trust me enough, so she doesn't want me to know there's like... somebody in even worse condition that I could take advantage of because she doesn't trust me. She doesn't know if I'm gonna take advantage of them, right? So, like, yeah. I don't know. Would you be willing... I'm trying to think if it could be an Imperial we do know about. And she knows that I would not take kindly to knowing about this person, if that makes sense. But anyway. Would you be willing to go in our place? We only need enough ceruleum to last until the others are strong enough to travel to your camp. If the offer still stands, that is. Oh, and I don't expect you to give it your own supplies. But there might be another way to pay the tappers. Wait. Oh my god, I think I know what's happening here. Wait. I have a theory now. That frail voice, they're gonna eat that person. They've been cannibalizing each other, haven't they? Oh, that might be it. That might be it. Because the other way to pay them, if it's not food, then what is it? Ah, you're gonna get a mysterious meat out of nowhere, aren't you? Okay. You best watch out for baby almasties while we're away. Yes, of course. If I see any, I'll be sure to shoo them away. To reach Tapper's Den, you'll have to cross the lake. The ice is thick enough to support a person's weight, but if you'd rather not take the risk, you'll need to take the long way around. Finding the entrance could be a bit tricky too, so it's easier to just look for someone standing guard outside. However you decide to head there, please be careful. I should change to Fisher. To avoid any aggro, right? That is the funniest thing ever. Fisher just makes me avoid aggro and I switch to it as a result. I need to see if I can get some nice level 90 gear here. And there, I won't aggro anything here anymore. Level 90, up to 4 levels above me, we're so set. With the sneak skill, you know? That is so freaking funny. Sooner than later, I have fish here somewhere. I'll find something that's not frozen over. Or maybe there's some different kind of fishing. Actually, wait, don't we have... Can we, like, fish in... Let me see here. Either fishing? No. That's like... I wanted to say ceruleum fishing. That's not the same thing. Salt lakes. There could be something akin to a salt lake. Or hell fishing. The ceruleum itself could be considered like magma. Oh, etherochemical pools. Yeah, it would be either fishing. Etherochemical pools. Yeah, that would make sense. Look at this trait though. Star fishing. I can't wait to see where exactly an Endwalker is going to be, but it's going to be close to the end of things. Should be interesting though. Hell, the facet of... which one was it? The facet of ethereology. Yeah, speaking of ether. In the final quest, which is going to be a level 91, I imagine, they might have me fish somewhere in the stars. I cannot wait to do that. I cannot wait for that. We're gonna have fun with this thing, as Falco Lombardi said in his final smash. Lombardi! As Charlemagne would say at some point, oh, Lombardi, why did I have to massacre everyone in Lombardi? Something like that. I just like saying Lombardi out loud. It's a fun word to say for some reason. Anyway, back to Astra. Hello, hello, friends. Everybody friendly around here, right? Who goes there? How do you find us? They don't look very imperial to me. What do you mean I stand out like a sore thumb? If the pure bloods over at Victor Spoils hadn't given away our location, you'd never have found us. Those stuck-up arseholes. So they could come waltzing in here demanding cerulean with nothing to offer in return. Ha! Looks like the boot's on the other foot now the capital's gone to shite. So they resort to sending you to negotiate. I know your game, sellsword. If they think we'll give in to intimidation, they've got another thing coming. Ah, you are being so thick-headed. I get where you're coming from, but come on, man. Come on. Alright, your turn, Cosmo. Remind me to pet Cosmo after this. And expected Helios, always a good idea. Yes, this combat music. Sounds a bit familiar, like I've heard it kinda elsewhere before. Not in this game, but outside of it, if that is even possible. Wow, look at the effects of Gravity, though. Gravity 2. I'm only now properly noticing them. Full Malefic. The effects get crazy here. I love it. Makes me further fall in love with Astrologian. We did not kill them, though. Or, well, I think I killed one of them. I'm not sure. Cosmo. Yeah. Yeah, I love it when it does the heart and everything else there. I got you, buddy. I got you. I'll be drinking this tea soon. Actually, wait. Let's begin now. I think it's good enough. It also needs to cool down a little bit. That's also why I wait. There you are. Just after you left, Licinia asked me to go and catch up with... That's crash number 6. Like, not internet-related crashes, right? But crashes of the game itself. Well, let me have some of my tea while this is going on. I guess I have to count my blessings. Last week, things went smoothly, huh? Not a crash like this. Nothing that split the VOD, which ironically would have been, to an extent, convenient, as I keep saying. But this is a bit freaky. Freaks me out a little bit. But anyway. Let me have some of my tea right here. Wow, it's already been 7.5 hours, has it? I told you, we're going in for the long haul today. A part of me did kind of think of finishing it at the crafting stuff, but I think I underestimated once again how long crafting and gathering would take. The role quests, let's call them. In a way, they're role quests. They just don't call them that, but they're the same as the role quests, where they put a bunch of classes as one role, right? By further dividing DPS into 3 roles, so it's not just the usual MMO trinity. So I underestimated how long the role, the crafting and gathering ones would take, and especially because it's the first time I'm doing them. Like the first scenes, the first dialogue, the first cutscenes, for all of it are gonna be longer because they're setting up the entire quest lines for each of them. So yeah. The level 83 ones we're not gonna do today, but we still wanna do soon. I don't think it's gonna be on the next Endwalker stream, or maybe I'll try to squeeze them in there somewhere. Anyway. Alice. Just after you left, Licinia asked me to go and catch up with you, in case you needed a hand. Someone must have let slip that I have a little experience in transporting barrels of ceruleum. I'm guessing that someone is off, you know? So this is Tapper Zen. Well then, after you. Right, yeah, let's talk, Alice. It was a super short cutscene that got interrupted. That's kind of funny. Well, here's another one, though. Never mind. Who are you? What happened to the guards? We knocked them out. It's okay, right? Eorsons and rebels here to save the people of Garlemald? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why in the hells would you pass up this chance to pull those Imperial bastards to the sword? Yeah, these are not people that are here in the Empire out of their own free will, huh? Let me guess, none of you are Garlean? You were brought here from other lands? Kirabania, Yanksha, Bosnia, Dalmasca, to name but a few. Some drag here against our will, others fed bollocks about a better life, all put to work extracting ceruleum. I don't blame them for being hostile towards the Imperials. All given the esteemed title of An, placing us firmly on the bottom rung of the ladder. But the old hierarchy means nothing in the new Garlemald, says we. About the only thing that's escaped more or less unscathed is the Cerulia engines, still sustaining us, even with our paymasters out of the picture. We hear you're experts in drawing up ceruleum from the bottom of the lake. But how can you do that if it's frozen over? Ha! Wouldn't you like to know? Trade secrets, I'm afraid. We'll kick their Imperial boss, we will, Caleb. Thank you for the hydrate. I almost missed it again this time. There we go. Let me go and do that. You know, when you think about it, we did 14 hours last week, but we also did a whole work shift today. We may not end up that far away from that count. Gotta love Final Fantasy Friday ambitions. There's a specific point in which I wanted to finish what we're gonna do today in the MSQ. We're kind of closer to it, or maybe not, I'm not sure. That's why I wanted to check the wiki for a moment, but anyway. At any rate, it's not as if ceruleum is used for much these days, what with the city in ruins. We take enough to power our heaters and save the surplus for later. And though it helps stave off the cold, it does sod all about our hunger unless we can trade it away. Speaking of which, be sure to tell your contingent we got ceruleum by the barrelful. If they're interested, we'll exchange it for whatever provisions they're willing to spare. We can certainly ask, but if you're all free to go now, why carry on living here? Free to go? Go where? Even if we manage to get back to our homelands, there'd be nothing left for us thanks to the Empire. Bosnia has been recovered, kind of. Dalmasca, more than you think. Yangtze as well, they're not even aware we liberated Doma, are they? They're not even aware, I think. And the knowledge and skills we acquire working here will be practically useless outside of Garlemald. So we're staying for the time being. As long as there's a need for ceruleum, we'll find a way to get by. Even if Garlemald as we knew it is gone for good. Or maybe they are aware, but I don't know. Gone for good. They went through a freaking apocalypse in their totalitarian corner of the world. This is fascinating to see. Fascinating. Regardless of what the ills of our contingent does for the people of Garlemald, the Empire itself is already a thing of the past. For many, that would be a cause for celebration, while for others, their whole way of life will have been turned upside down. After all the atrocities committed in the Empire's name, perhaps it is for the best that it is consigned to history. But what of the ordinary people? Their lives, their stories? Should they be forgotten too? Well, certainly not forsaken, I think. I suppose there will be plenty of time to ponder that later. For now, let's see about getting some ceruleum. Give me a second. I'm actually gonna check in the F14 wiki here. See, I feel like even just opening another freaking window of my browser and taking a look at that. That's kind of what's caused crashes before. On the Shadowbringer subathon, which was longer ago than the Endwalker one. That kind of happened as I was like trying to drag a picture into a tweet we were doing in the middle of it, and everything just went pop for a moment there. But nah, the crashes we've had have nothing to do with this. I gotta do some tests outside of the stream as I keep doing FF14. Like, what if I just have OBS open with a stream test running? Hell, you know what I usually have? When I'm not streaming, even with all its issues it has, I'm too kind of like grandfather, let's say, into Google Chrome. I don't use it for streaming though because it's a lot of RAM, but they just have a ways I set some things up in like one browser and another, if that makes sense. So like I'm usually in Chrome, and that's like so heavy on a PC, right? And I'm still playing FF14 while that's going on. Hell, sometimes I even like do. I think there's been a time in which I've done a thumbnail or two for the stream in Photoshop. It's an old version of it, but it's still kind of weighty. While F14 is open in the background, I'm like, oh, let me just do this thumbnail quickly. We had one left before I go and do this roulette, or I multitask while I'm waiting for a roulette or something, or a specific dungeon, since I'm still kind of trying to clamber around the Tower of Zot. But, yeah. You see what I mean, though? Oh, yeah, I got distracted by something. Tajigen, I just saw something very juicy in my Twitter feed right now. I don't know if I can say what it is, but it's... it's interesting. It's interesting. Omoshiroi. Anyway, FF14, 6.0 MSQ. Yeah. For want of a memory is this next one. The Empire has truly fallen, or has it? Because now I'm starting to be a bit skeptical about that. Or no, wait, what is this called? For want of a memory. Where is this? I don't see this quest here. How the mighty are fallen. There's still a lot left before we get to the point where I wanted to leave it. But, well, let's continue. Let's continue. Oh, no, wait, for one of my memories, a different thing. My bad. Yeah. But yeah, at the end of a trail. So if we go by the quest amount I still want to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more quests left. We may not finish at the point in which I wanted to finish, which is okay. It's alright too. But the pewter gear I wanted to have. How many do we have in the inventory? I gotta see. Anyway. So you come seeking ceruleum, have you? What? Those pure bloods up at Victor's Spoil sent you? To turn to their enemies for help? They must be more desperate than I thought. Then again, Licinia's got her little sister to think about. Ah, there it is. A sister? But we only saw Licinia and 3 men. It's possible she died from whatever was ailing her. If she needed treatment, I doubt there'd be any way to get it around here. Wait a second. Okay, I no longer think they're cannibalizing each other, but... I think she... Did her sister get tempered in any way, maybe? We can save her. She doesn't know we can save her, but anyway. I may have refused Licinia at first, thinking she'd come back with something to exchange. But I can spare them a bottle's worth of ceruleum. Consider it a reward for introducing me to the rest of your contingent. Be sure to send them our way, you hear? I can't for the life of me think why Licinia would keep her sister a secret from us. But we can ask about that after we deliver this ceruleum. Come on, let's hurry back. Also, hopefully Alfino is okay. How is everybody doing here? How the bloody hell did you find us here? And who are you? I just talked to your chief. It's okay, right? Come here from across the icefields, did you? And we better hope you weren't followed by any of them crazy soldiers, or we're done for. I got you covered. Tell me about yourself. Like the others here, I took to living in the caves to get away from the chaos in the city. These days, I scrape by on what I can find or by trading ceruleum with the other survivors. Thing is, most of us shouldn't even be here in the first place. We was dragged to Garlemald against our will from the provinces and forced to do hard labor. Then, when everyone else lost their minds, we took our chance and scarpered. Much as I hate to admit it, the skills we learned from extracting and processing ceruleum from the Garleans are what kept us alive out here. One thing's for certain, though. We can't carry on like this forever. What kind of place is this? You've seen what's happened to the capital, haven't you? We came here to get away from all that, and this is the safest place we could find. We've come to calling it Tapper's Den because we survive by extracting, or tapping as we call it, the ceruleum from the lake. We either burn it to stay warm or trade it for goods with other refugees. What happens if you run out of refugees to trade food to trade with for food and things like that? They're gonna have to become hunters of some sort. Do you fancy some Ilsabardian Tursus meat? Because you may need that. Also, I think it's okay if I don't go for Fisher. If I aggro something, I'll try to ignore it. We're exactly on level. This is all level 82. If we do get to one of the level 83 quests, I think I will have to switch classes. Astrologian did fall a bit behind. You see the other kinds of leveling I need to do. The role quests, I think, will help with that too, though. Thus, we must obsess over them, too. But yeah, this next area is where we also want to go. But yeah, there's still a lot of quests left. Once again, I underestimated how long those crafting and gathering quests can take. That being said, one way or another, I want to make sure the next Endwalker stream has the next dungeon. This gives me more time also to run more of the Tower of Zod. And also, I see no reason why that Endwalker stream will not be next Friday, by the way. Next week is starting to take shape. I already have an idea of what's going to happen next Saturday. Friday, Endwalker number 3. Except with the VODs, there's more than 3, but... It's going to be more than 3 already, but... Then Tuesday, before all that games come, I think we can squeeze it in. But yeah. And then... Maybe Sunday feels some mystery. We may not have anything on Thursday. I would like to do more Master Duel, though. Learn those decks better and still obsess over Mask Hero, Super Quant, Elemental Hero Neos, Ultraman, Sentai, and Rider, right? If we want to have Precure, I don't know. Dark Magician Girl in some way. This isn't right. It's too quiet. I would have thought Alphino would still be treating them by the fire, but they're nowhere to be seen. Uh-oh. I'll look inside the house while you search outside. They can't have gone far. Uh-oh, is Alphino okay? Please tell me Alphino's okay. What happened? What happened to Lysinia's little sister? Why was she protecting her? Or, well, maybe she wasn't protecting her, but why did she go out of her way to make us not find out about her? Uh-oh. 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 What happened here? Wait, maybe they're all getting tempered, but it's only gradually. Did they kill each other? They asked me to help carry supplies, but when I followed them back here, they attacked me. Caught me off guard, forced me to defend myself. I fear they fare rather worse than me. You can't fool us. We know what you're about. Vultures, that's what you are. Waiting in the wings for us to show weakness, then in you swoop. Here to help? What rot. All a ploy to make us lower our guard. Let you in, put ourselves at your mercy, put us in chains, steal our lands, get your revenge. Nah, that was never it. You're wrong. That's not what any of us want. Save the arguments for later. We got bigger problems. I found empty medicine bottles and a bed that was still warm. It's true. Lysinia was hiding her sick sister inside the house. But now, there's no sign of either of them. Where are they? Where did they go? Away from you and yours. And if you think I'll tell you, you're a fool. I never give up my people. They're gonna die. They're gonna die. We're trying to help them, you idiot. His sister's ill. The empty bottles prove it. So the medicine ran out, or she put it in her pockets to make it easier to carry. Or to avoid the sound of clinking glass. There are beasts everywhere. How could you let them go alone? To protect them from you. Can we reason with the poor fellows? I don't even feel the slightest bit offended or angry about their attitude. I feel for them to an extent. You invade our homeland, tainted with the same sorcerer used to slay our countrymen. A garlic should sooner die than suffer the insult. But like, if they were more willing to die, then, well, so be it. Bless their hearts. Better for them to flee, keep their purity intact, than be corrupted by your vile magics. We were waiting for a chance to free them, since the moment you arrived. We tried to help, and if they don't allow themselves to be helped, what can we do, huh? They are too savage to be helped. This is getting us nowhere. The ones that got tempered that we're trying to cure, right? What are they gonna react like? Not everybody can be a Gaius or a Cid. Not everybody can be redeemed, sadly. But we will try, damn it. I cannot say how Lysinia and her sister will react when we find them, but find them we must. Go on without me, both of you. I first need to tend to my injuries, and theirs. I will join you in the search after. Alright, be careful. He can take care of himself, I think. We'll do our best to find them quickly. There's only one path out of here, so that's where we start. I still think Alice kind of looks younger like this. At least I know for Alphino and Alice, this has got to be a temporary outfit. Because only recently, from their mom, they got a brand new outfit, and Alice looks so good in that. She still looks kind of younger from this one, kind of more like a child. It's kind of funny. Maybe it's the fact that it's pink instead of red, I don't know. Rob us of our lands, rob us of our pride. No, no, I'll not allow it. Better to die free than live in servitude and shame. The girls say the same. I will follow as soon as I can. After I've given them some basic treatment, I'll take the men inside the house and use a light sleeping enchantment to help them rest, and ensure that they don't cause any more trouble. I'm sorry, but this is something I must do. I know you must. I just wanted to see the extra dialogue, Alfie. Don't mind me. Little search with Alice. Ah, what a messy situation. We should have expected this, maybe. 2 sets of fresh footprints. Young women, judging by the size. This is definitely them. Come on. Her little sister, if she's younger, she might be less indoctrinated in the imperial savagery and stupidity. So she may be able to be saved. Her sister is not gonna make it easier, though. And this is usually where I would say the word dumbass and call them dumbasses, but I don't know. You feel so sorry for them that it's like, it's only pity at this point, man. How many people are even alive? This is an apocalypse. This is an Armageddon they went through. That's what happens when you try to save the citizens of a totalitarian state who were agreeing with the totalitarianism. I'm just using those words a lot, totalitarian and variants of it. The trail stops at the frozen lake. Perhaps they chose this route so as not to leave footprints. I can't think of any other reason. Look at this place. It's crawling with beasts, and I can only imagine how hard it must be for her alien sister to cross the ice. We could really do with Alphino's help, but we can't afford to wait for him. Let's split up and look for clues. Let me see if I can finish my tea right here. Before it gets too cold, you know? Yeah, because right now it's at a very good temperature. Very right temperature for things. Let us search for clues then. Trying to avoid unnecessary combat. We have this lovely looking overgrown rose to contend with, potentially. Or I could switch to Fisher briefly, but I think it may not let me properly search for things in the area if I do that. But yeah, I think today we will not get to the point I wanted to get to by the end of the stream. I don't know. How ambitious am I feeling today about it, right? Half-buried piece of paper. The web paper half buried in the snow appears to be a flyer for a theater group, though the run of shows advertised has long since ended. I think I may know who these people are. And no, this gives us no clue, by the way. These are the people we met in the Return to Evilis Alliance Raid series, right? Because there were Imperials there and like... See, these more extreme, more indoctrinated Imperials. Most we have met are really not as foolish or so set in their ways as these are. Sid, Gaius, even Gaius, Lucia, hell, even Xenos to an extent. You know, he doesn't actually believe in the Empire's philosophy. No, he doesn't give a damn about that. But yeah, the regular citizens though, I guess this is more what we can expect from them. The blood stain in the snow appears to be fresh. Judging by the amount, the victim may have been severely wounded. The trail of blood leads southeastwards. Or hell, I may even call them racist. When you try to help those who have a racist mentality... Oh, you know what or xenophobia, you know what I'm being reminded of? I just realized I should have remembered this a long time ago. There's a recent Doctor Who episode. I don't want to say the name of the episode because it's a spoiler. Because it's a reveal in the episode if you don't know the one I'm talking about. But if you know, you know. Series 15, which is new Series 1, newer Series 1. Who knows what the name is? Are you dead, Licinia? Oh no, oh no, oh no, this looks bad. Oh, this looks really fucking bad. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Could we say this is kind of like Tesleen in Shadowbringers in terms of the tragedy? A different tragedy, but still a tragedy. Talk about theater groups. This is a tragedy here. Blimey. But yeah, there's a recent Doctor Who episode that I'm reminded of where like the Doctor is like, okay, be xenophobic about me, but let me just help you, please. And they're like, no, we'd rather risk death than have you, who are not one of us, help us. Like, the sheer insult to think that you can help us? Nah. Screw you. And then they screw themselves by saying screw you instead. But, yeah. This cuts deep. And the poor 2 women here. Let me use my astrologian magic, damn it. It's like when Tesleen was being turn into the sin eater or whatever, right? Let me shoot the damn thing. Let me shoot her to save her. Look at this. The two bodies are already cold. Ah, Licinia, why? Why? And they were listening to the radio with their last breath. Were they at least proud Imperials until the end? Some modicum of happiness there, maybe. I don't know. Rest in peace. I cannot... you can't help but feel only sorry for them. In a situation like this, right? Careful with the eyes, Alice. Dude, and just like Tesleen, it's Alice who's directly involved here. Alfie. How many more people like these are out there and about? Trying to survive, right? We tried. We fucking tried.
Blood trail. We found one. They were attacked.
Oh, the music. Dude, the vibe this is giving it. Yeah.
No.
Oh, dude, this direction of the scene.
Why? Why wouldn't they?
I think Alfino is easier, can understand this easier.
To brave the wilds than trust in our magic.
Yeah. With the experience Alfino has had by now, like, yeah, he can accept it faster than Alice, to an extent. Ah, Empire, Empire.
We should have... I should have...
What's the lesson to be taught there, right? And also in that Doctor Who episode? Things like xenophobia, racism, and your many isms and things like that can also be self-destructive. Everybody loses, including the very people who are inflicting it and thinking that way. Ah! That's the problem, damn it. This cinematography, look at this shit. Oh my god.
We can't leave them like this. We have to take them home.
The freaking radio playing that music though.
What if we're only making it worse?
I don't know, I think trying is still a good idea.
Maybe we don't belong here, but neither do they. Not out here in the wind and the cold.
No, and hold on. Before I say the next thing, let the dialogue continue, if it's gonna continue. Alice has a good point, but we have seen Imperials can be made to understand. Lucia, Sid, Gaius. Well, they were already exceptional people, not regular citizens, but I don't know.
I heard the story about Varus's voice from beyond the grave. Of course, I didn't believe it, but Licinia and her sister did. Perhaps there is something to the tale after all.
Ah, wait, maybe. What is going on? This is some Asian machination again. This is Van Daniel doing some shenanigans, maybe. Van freaking Daniel.
I want to understand. So I'm going to borrow this for a while, if that's all right.
Oh, or could it be that the radio was messing with their minds? Trying to brainwash or mind control them, but because they're already in despair, beyond the despair event horizon, or already Imperials is not doing them, maybe? I don't know. It was trying to do, or it was trying to temper them, but this is what it did to them instead. So, if Alfino is gonna use that, he's at risk right now, even with the talisman.
You have every reason not to trust us. We came as trespassers, invaders. But I pray that in time, we will be more than that to you. That we will find a way to help your loved ones. And see that no more children are left to freeze alone in the snow.
Let me write down the name of Licinia, by the way. Tesleen, I wrote down her name. That's how I best remembered it. So I'm gonna write down Licinia's name. I want to make a comparison to Live Alive. It's like when Oboromaru keeps count mentally, except I'm not doing it mentally because ADHD, but of all the kills he's done when you're not doing a pacifist run, that is, Or you are doing a pacifist run, but then you reload after you see the count. Let's see. Licinia. Rest in peace. EW. For Endwalker. Yeah. It's in the same place where I have notes like, yeah, Noonkref, the Charlian founder, Arkasodara or Matanga, the elephant people's names, name, Vertra, the different pronunciations of Vertra, Vitra, and then Licinia. Oh, let me write down Imperial. Hold on. Imperial Tragedy, maybe? I'm just gonna say Imperial. From there, I can maybe surmise the context. Just the basic note as it is will make me remember. These are handwritten notes, by the way, I'm doing. They help. Actually, there's some other things I should maybe write down there. Well, do I have the pay respects emote? I actually don't, but just slash pay respects with no spaces is... Oh, no, wait, never mind. No, wait, respect is slash respect. Right. It's... Yeah. I think I already did it in the cutscene, but still. Cosmo, you should stay with me a little bit longer. I see your timer is about to run out. There must have been something we could have done. But what? Should we have never come here? Would they still be alive if we hadn't? It would have been a matter of time before this happened to them as they braved the wilderness, maybe. I don't know. This feels like... This feels almost like a Game of Thrones situation. Like, I could see a scene there. There is, like, somebody who dies in the winter. There's some characters that... Minor characters. Nobody major, really, but, like... You see them many episodes later. They died in the winter. And, like... I won't say it's a spoiler, but if you know what I'm talking about, you may know what I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah. Since it's, like, dying in the cold. But yeah, I think this is far enough. That's a very tragic point in which to leave it, but I think that's a good point in which to leave it today. I'm gonna have to come back all the way here into the graves, continuing the story. But we know what was happening. We know what was happening. We'll take a detour from this tomorrow in the group content we do. I don't know, because in future, if we continue Final Fantasy Fridays as we can be continuing them. That's me finishing my tea, by the way. What you heard there. But yeah, I wonder if we should do just 2 Endwalker streams back to back like this, or 2 story streams devoted to that like that. And since we may leave the crafting and gathering role quests also to their own streams, at least to a certain extent, I wonder if we should do them in a certain way. I am so tempted to still continue here, or at least just pick up the quest from Alfino, but can I still see on the map? Okay, as long as I see where I have to go, just I have to teleport here and then here, and yeah, because I could attune to Tertium already. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do that. It's gonna be a spoiler to an area I haven't been to. Ah, there we go. We got an Imperial hand carrying me. Very fitting. This is a sign. This is a sign. See, they would call me savage for saying this is a sign. Oh, believing in your gods and your magics, are you? You savage. But the real savagery was happening here in Garlemald. I hope one day somebody, I don't think it's gonna be me, but sometimes I feel like I wanna maybe look into coding for Civilization mods, but I hope somebody creates mods based on FF14's nations for Civilization. Civilization 5, 6, maybe 7. Whichever one is the easiest to mod first, maybe. Or has the most resources on how to mod it, which is probably 5. Oh my god. Wait, oh no, okay, never mind. Wait, where is the... I think I can't even see the Aetheryte. It's not gonna be available until I get to that part in the story, I think. Is it? Let me go around a little bit. They don't even let me in. Oh, this is interesting. Something is gonna happen here that's gonna open the path to the Aetheryte and also to the vendor and mender that is supposed to be here. What is gonna happen here? Okay, well, I can't attune to that. That's for sure. Let's try to avoid those ice traps over there. Fascinating. What the hell is gonna happen here? Well, let me go back to... I want to go back to sleep in Michelin room. The Charlene Inn, I was gonna say. More like a room. More like a room in this case. Interesting. Interesting indeed. But what was I saying? Yeah, like if we had Garlemald and Civ 5, I already can think of 2 traits we want to give them. First and foremost, we gotta make them very difficult. Like as the AI, when the AI is controlling them, they're gonna be very hostile. They're gonna be very easy to go warmongering on their neighbors. And things like that. Things like that, right? Let's go to sleep here. We're gonna wake up here tomorrow, most likely. I don't think I'll do anything else in F14 today. After the stream. I don't think so, anyway. I'll focus on other things. Ultraman Tio episode coming up in a bit. I do want to watch it live today. Obviously, I didn't watch it live last week because we were streaming it when it came out. I want to go back to trying to watch them like as close to the release time as possible. In the case of Ultraman, that gets released worldwide on YouTube. All at the same time for everybody. Unlike Precure, Rider, and Omega Horn. But I digress. Let's talk about the rest of the week, Tajigen. First and foremost, FF14 is not over. What we have done in Endwalker, it ends in such a tragic way, my goodness. But what we have done in Endwalker has ended. Give me a second here. Let's go back here. But I'll see you tomorrow for Superstar Squad Saturday. What that means is that it's group content. Viewers are very welcome to it if you're able to be in the same server and things like that. Or rather, the same data center, I want to say. It's all Excalibur. I probably should put that in the title, come to think of it. I probably should put that in the title somewhere. A bit hard to do with the way I do YouTube titles, but on the Twitch side, I think I can do it. Just like how I put Endwalker in between like brackets. I can do the same with the server, but yeah. Excal, Superstar Squad, Saturday, tomorrow, same start time. There it is. This is what I used to represent it. Yeah, it's the Tower of Sod in the background, right? Because it's group content, we may do that. As to what that group content is gonna be, I don't even know. I guess we could start with roulettes, but then after that, I don't know. You can all propose anything that fits that we can do. Bosnia, Eureka, it can be any zone in there, like even Eureka zones we've done already. Just continuing to grind it out. I'll try to grind some levels while I'm doing that. I'll take Bart in there, depending on what we're doing, right? I would love to take care of Wondrous Tales. That would be nice too. Continue leveling my Bart, and really these classes too. Astrologian could use a few levels, but I need to gain my healer confidence again because it's been a while. And then feel some mystery after all that excitement on Sunday. I love that I use the house on the thumbnail right here. It looks so good, doesn't it? Like that. Yeah. Another easygoing Sunday after all that. We'll see. It's gonna be a shorter and sweeter session for sure. Because I get ambitious about it, right? I try to have like a whole week on stream or reach an objective like we did last time, which is to have the house fully upgraded right here. But alright, we are gonna do a raid this time on the Twitch side of things. But yeah, make no mistake about it, we have been live for 8 hours. We just went over the 8-hour mark today. Just, you know, a bad disconnection that reset the entire thing. And thus it says we've been live for 1 hour and 40 minutes. That is not true. That is absolutely not true. Let's see if we got anybody who we feel can be rated. I may not have anybody who I think might work for this, or we might have someone. Give me a second. Or also, like, I may have someone, but it's like, oh, they're about to end the stream, maybe. Or something like that. But alright. Yes, I think we have a raid target here. Or wait. What's going on over there? See, I sometimes see that, like, it goes on an ending soon screen by some chance. But, alright. Let me see here. Yes, I think we have a raid target right here. Let's do the raid over on the Twitch side of things. Let me begin setting it up. We did a whole work shift, baby. A whole work shift. Sorry again, I freaked out so badly this time over the disconnection. For some reason, it really bothered me more than it usually bothers me, which already is quite a bit. As this keeps happening, which is way more frequently than I would like, I don't know. I don't know. I'll keep reacting better over it. You would think after all this time I would take it more in stride. I do take care of business quite nicely, right? Like the way I just like take care of like the YouTube side of things that the things I need to take care of when that happens, right? But anyway, you saw a bit of toxic Tajigen. How did it feel to see toxic Tajigen? Was it scary? Sorry if I scared you. I'll try not to show you that side. But yeah. Next time I freak out over like a Dark Souls, a Jump King, and getting over the situation, that's gonna be different. See, those games will make me say F words out loud and scream them to the mic, but I think in a different way than this. I don't know. But yeah, I wish we would have gone further in Endwalker than we did today, but the crafting ambitions were so worth it. We'll also have things like that in the role quests, but again, I underestimate how long all of that takes. I really do underestimate it. None of that tomorrow, though. It really will be devoted to group content, Superstar Squad stuff. Let's raise Shizu-chan over on the Twitch side. Currently on Wu-Wei, Wuthering Waves, right there. We have rated them before for sure. Let's go for that, alright? Thank you so much, Tajigen, for joining me on this long Final Fantasy Friday session. More than half of the length of the first stream for Endwalker, which was 14 hours of madness, right? I'm gonna take it easy after this. I'll feed the human vessel and all that. And it's not gonna be Charlene Loaf, I can tell you that much. And yeah, internet is behaving strangely, so let's go and finish this already. Dropping a few frames in a weird way right there. Good time to end it. Thank you so much, Tajigen. I'll see you next time. See you tomorrow for SSS. お疲れ様でした。